Welcome to another episode of Life and Whiskey. As always, I'm Jordan, and today we are going to look at Highland Park Cask Strength Whiskey, Scotch Whiskey, and Highland Park from the Isle of Orkney. It's the northernmost single malt distillery in Scotland, or so they say. And if you go back and look through my videos, you'll find that I've done Highland Park Magnus before. And watch that review and see what you think. This is release number 2 of their Cask Strength. Now, it was said before by others that this is the best Highland Park expression that they've had thus far. And we're going to put that claim to the test today. So Cask Strength, we're ringing in at 63.9% ABV. So what is that? 120. Boy, 123.8. 120. No, boy, my math's wrong. 123, 26. 127.8 proof, I believe, is what that comes out to be. I don't know. My math might be wrong on that. But I think it's 127.8. So it's up there as far as proof goes. So let's see what that does to us here. Maybe it beats us up a little bit. But, whoo, okay, on the nose. The ethanol doesn't show up at all. It has a very similar nose to the Magnus that I reviewed. So this is only the second Highland Park I've had, and to me, you can see the lineage from one to the other. It's extremely malty on the nose. It smells very butterscotchy along with that malt. I mean, the ethanol really is being completely subdued by that maltiness, and I mean the malt and butterscotch. I mean, it smells like a Werther's Original butterscotch on the nose. And that is really all I'm getting out of this. Touch of peat way back. Not smoke, but earthy peatiness behind that Werther's. You could almost claim there to be a light fruit in there. But man, malt is just the name of the game. And that's exactly what I found with that Magnus as well. I mean, if the second I smell this, I would say Highland Park. It's the only thing I've had thus far out of all the whiskeys I've had that smells like that malt. No other Scotch I've had has had that malt forward of a nose. On the taste, woo! Ethanol comes in spades to start with. You're immediately met with there was a flash of a sweet note in there, like a caramel, and then it went dense wood smoke. And that sweetness kind of carried through. The palate really dried out very quickly. The finish is wood smoke and vanilla sweetness, touch of honey, and just keeps going. So the profile is very interesting. Most of the flavor notes, it went ethanol, flavor, dry on the palate, and then this lingering wood smoke and sweetness, like a vanilla sweetness. The nose did not change at all, just malt, butterscotch, and peat. Let's try this again. There was sweet. Now you got like a dried apricot fruit in there. So it was like butterscotch, dried apricot, back into that wood smoke, and the wood smoke and like vanilla kind of carry out and finish out that flavor profile. The wood smoke's really dominant in there, which is interesting. So it's not this peaty, earthy smoke. It is like if you've ever drilled on a piece of wood too long and put too much pressure on it without a sharp drill bit, kind of get that burning smell. Same with a saw, or if you had a wood burning kit, something like that. It's that kind of a smoke. It's not campfire, bonfire. It's a. If you've ever smelled that before, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. That time it was all butterscotch. No, oh, we got sweet honey, caramel, dense caramel that time. Butterscotch is moving out. The maltiness is kind of tamped down. Malt moved into the palate there. That was the first note, was malt, then a sweet butterscotch, and then that wood smoke to finish it out. Really, really enjoyable. I like this one a lot. I like this better than the Magnus. The ethanol ding that kind of catches you in the middle there, she burns a little bit. You can tell it's a high proof whiskey. But I like it. I think if I were to put some water in it and kind of explore it a little bit more, it would open some things up. Boy, there's hardly anything in there. But what the heck, we got a little bit of water right here. Just put a drop or two in there just to see what happens. I don't know. Not getting away from that butterscotch. That actually woke up the earthy peatness a little bit. Woo. Okay. So that opened it up almost into a pear, a very sweet, light fruit, a pear, a nectarine, something in that category, a peach. It was a very quick mid palate, but it was a very distinguished sweet fruit note. Kind of, I was gonna say it killed the finish, but that wood smoke still purveying in there. I think a little bit of water actually opens this up a fair bit and makes it more enjoyable. It tamped down that burn, at least for the flavor profile, and it pushed it more into a finishing in your chest kind of a burn, not so much in your mouth and your nasal cavity. Yeah, that really brought fruit forward. So very interesting, totally worth exploring. Picked this up. It was a little bit more spendy than I wished to have spent on something that was an unknown in my book. $74.99. I picked this up in Casper when I was on my way, as I picked up most of these in Casper. But I'm digging it. I like this more than the Magnus for sure. I think there's a lot more there that is worth exploring. And I'd be in it more at $60 than at $75. But you know what? I'm not disappointed with it. I think I'm going to enjoy this one for a fair bit. And it presents a smoke that's different than most of the Islas that I've been drinking, which really brings that peat smoke, which we are going to look at next when we got Ardbeg and the Laphroaig Lore. Those are the next two coming up. And I think, I don't know, maybe we'll leave those for the next review since this is pretty high in proof and kind of burns the tongue a little bit. And B, as always, I only like to do one or two Islas at a time because in order to give them a fair shake, I want to come into them clean because as soon as I have that first sip, my palate automatically acclimates to that smoke and it makes it very difficult for me to pick out other smoke flavors. I will say, have sampled both of these and you're really in for a treat. Went back to try and pick up the Laphroaig Lore. So went in, stopped at the end of my wife's antelope hunt. We were coming back through Casper, said, hey, let's check out the liquor stores. We did that. We found they had this Laphroaig Lore sitting on the shelf, and I have not found it anywhere. No matter where I traveled throughout the Midwest, whatever, I couldn't find it. And I saw it on Reserve Bar. It was like $145, something like that. They had it on the shelf for like $82 or $84, something like that. And so we bought this one. And when I went back down elk hunting a week or two ago, my sole purpose was to buy them out of the Lefroy Gloire. They had 3 more bottles sitting on the shelf when I bought that one. And I should have bought them then. So I went back looking for that, and of course they were sold out. The gal told me that it was a special order. And instead, I ended up buying the whiskeys that are going to be in the next bunch of reviews. So these are the last of the first batch that I bought. The second batch I bought, I got the 3 Rendezvous Ryes by the High West Distilling Company. I bought Ardbeg Corryvreckan, and then I bought this Connemara, which is a peated Irish whiskey. So those are going to be in the next bunch of reviews coming up. So we got 5 bottles there that are going to be reviewed next. I also bought an Ardbeg Wee Beastie. It was only $42. That came to Elk Camp with me. Also, a Monkey Shoulder was on sale for $24. Not going to pass up a Monkey Shoulder for $24, so that also came to Elk Camp with me. Even on sale here in town, 26, 25 at the truck stop where I normally buy most of my liquor because it's cheapest there. Right now, the non-sale price is $26 and change. Everywhere else in town, it's like $30 and change. $32 in some of the more expensive stores. So that the Monkey Shoulders increased in price by $1. It was $25 and change. So there you go. That's what's coming up. And note to self: if you see something that you think you want, buy it then, because chances are by the time you get back around to it, you're not gonna be able to get it. Especially right now, whiskey in general nationwide is there's a huge demand for it, especially bourbons. Those seem to be flying off the shelves. A lot of releases have happened, so most Buffalo Trace products have been released here in the last couple of months. So if you're so lucky as to have those on the shelves where you are, congratulations. Here locally in Wyoming, we are not getting any of that. Buffalo Trace, all day, every day. I can pick that up for $19.99, maybe 19 something, under $20. We have not gotten any Eagle Rare as far as I could tell. Was able to pick that up for $22 and change last year. The Weller, have not seen any Weller. There was a Weller 12-year at one of the stores that my wife saw while she was out, thought about buying it, didn't buy it. I think we went to go an hour later to go find it. It literally just been sold like a minute or two before I walked into the store. So we missed out on that one. But have not seen any Weller at all. Previously, we could get Weller Special Reserve for like $23 or $28, something like that. And the Antique 107 I saw as cheap as $46 here in town. I think I paid $56 for it. But we have not seen any of those this year. It seems like the Blantons was what we got in is our special bottling. And I'm trying to think. I think that was about it. So all of that to say, if you see something you want, grab it while you can. Next couple of videos are going to be Lefroy Gloire and the Ardbeg. The Ardbeg. That was kind of spendy. I think that was $160. But as far as Highland Park goes, you can expect malty, butterscotchy, and wood smoke out of it. The cask strength, I definitely recommend that over the Magnus. But they definitely share a lineage, and a little bit pricey at $74.99 for me, but I'll say it's still worth every penny as far as that goes, but would love to have seen it in the $60 range. As always, drop in the comments down below what you can find a bottle of Highland Park cask strength for in your area. Also, any experiences you have with Highland Park Cask Strength, would love to hear about it, or any of the other Highland Park lineups. You know, if there's a bottle I should try. Like I said, the only other bottle I've had is the Magnus. If there's something else I should try, I've kind of avoided just the standard 12. I can pick that up for sure here locally, but I don't know. It's just kind of run of the mill. I have to say the Highland Park, the Magnus profile, kind of that maltiness kind of threw me off a little bit. I wasn't ready to step up and pull the trigger on another one. But this one came highly recommended. And I actually have to say, the way this comes together, I do appreciate it. So, yeah, I still don't think I'm going to drop in on the 12 yet. But you know what? If there's one out there that you think is just unbelievable, drop in the comments down below why you think it's unbelievable. Give me some tasting notes, some nosing notes, what you think about it, your experience with it, and I'll maybe get a chance to check that one out if I can find it by me. As always, check us out on all of the platforms: Bitchute, Rumble, Minds.com, and YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube, consider checking us out on one of the other platforms. Hopefully there will be some more content that is more life related, less whiskey related. YouTube's only going to have whiskey content. It's only going to be dropping on Saturdays. All the other platforms will have Wednesdays, and Saturdays content will be dropping as far as whiskey, and then all the other content will kind of fill in between all that. So, as always, I think I've said that like 3 times now. Also, please consider sharing this if you are getting some good information out of this. If you think you know somebody who would appreciate this content, go ahead and share it out there, because I do not have any other social media platforms, and so I do not share this content at all. It's just word of mouth, so I am relying on you to get the word out there for me. So please go ahead and do that if you like this. Like, subscribe, share, all that good jazz, as you already know. And as always, once again, thanks for watching. You guys have yourselves a great day, and we'll catch you in the next video.